I'm Antoni Chan, consultant rheumatologist from Reading, United Kingdom, and I'm here in Vienna at Eular 2024, reporting for Room Now. There have been some interesting abstracts and presentations on the field of spondyloarthritis here at Eular 2024. And I'd like to bring to your attention one interesting presentation, which is oral presentation 120 from Hermans et al. From the Netherlands. And in this group, they looked at the very important and interesting topic of, can we see patients less frequently if we monitor them using telemonitoring, and also patients having a say on when they would like to come back, something we call patient-initiated follow-up, or PIFU. This is something that we have been doing ourselves in the United Kingdom. There's a big drive for us to identify patients who might be suitable for less frequent appointments, but at the same time, ensuring that it is safe for them to do that and that no harm comes to them. In this oral presentation 120, it is actually a randomized controlled trial, which is really important for us to have evidence that what we are doing here, firstly, is safe, and secondly, it's effective. It was a pragmatic multi-center randomized controlled trial which randomized patients into the first arm, which is the patient-initiated follow-up and telemonitoring arm, and then in the other arm, which is the usual care arm. They had 100 patients in each arm of the study, and they followed them up for just over 2 years, and to kind of see what their outcome were long-term. They followed the patients up at 6 and 12 months to just check how they were doing. In the patient-initiated follow-up and telemonitoring group, they had a follow-up visit at 12 months, but at 6 months, they had a telephone call to see how they were doing. And in the usual care group, they did not have any fixed appointments. The appointments were at the discretion of the treating physician. And what they were trying to measure at the end of this was there a difference in the number of visits in both arms? And they were hoping that at least they would achieve a 25% reduction in the patient-initiated follow-up telemonitoring group as compared to the usual care group. And so as the study went on, they measured this outcome. And at the end of the study, they found that in the patient-initiated follow-up group, there was a mean of 1.9 appointments, which is lower than the usual care group, which was 2.6 appointments over this period of time of the study. This meant that there was a reduction of 0.7 fewer appointments in the patient-initiated follow-up group and the telemonitoring group as compared to the usual care group. With regards to the number of telephone consultations they had, or telephone contacts they had in the study, this was equal in both groups, with a mean of 0.6 telephone consultations in both groups. So while the patients were not coming, the number of telephone contacts were similar in both groups. So that was the primary outcome of the study. It met its target, which is a reduction of greater than 25% difference in the telemonitoring group compared to the usual care group. With regards to secondary outcomes, they were looking at cost effectiveness, and also they were looking at safety. In the area of safety, non-inferiority was shown, as then there was no worsening in the people who had the patient-initiated follow-up or the telemonitoring group, and no adverse events were recorded in this arm compared to usual care. When they looked at the cost effectiveness, they used QALYs, or quality adjusted life years, and in total there was a net benefit of 273 euros when comparing the two arms in the favor of the patient-initiated follow-up and telemonitoring group. So in conclusion, the authors have shown that there's been a significant, meaningful reduction in terms of the costs by doing this type of telemonitoring and patient-initiated follow-up. There was no significant harm posed to the patient or any harm in terms of the patient's safety, but has demonstrated that it's possible to run a program like this in order, firstly, to improve capacity in our clinics to reduce the number of people who are coming, but also to have the patient involved in their care, and also for them to have a say as to when they would like to be seen. But at the same time, providing a safety net, because these patients were being monitored using the telemonitoring service. So I think this poster here would hopefully help us to shape some of the practical aspects as we try to implement such a program in different parts of the world. And hopefully this first randomized control trial here on this topic can help us to do that. I'm Antoni Chan reporting for Room Now from Eular 2024.